The last SPFL review show of the year is here. Quite frankly, neither me or him want to be here, but we're here talking about it. Going to stop saying here. Yes, please. Yes, sir. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm hyped. I'm not really. I'm on my knees. My club's 14 points behind. I don't know how far your club's behind, but I tell you what, it's no good.
I stopped counting.
He stopped counting. Stopped the count. You know what, there was no point at this season with Rangers. If you could have stopped the count, it would have been good in the league. No matter what, we were always 2 points behind. And now it's 14, going 17 on Thursday. But you know what that means? You know, we hear about, it's a 2-horse race up there. I think we just need to come to terms with, it's not a 2-horse race anymore. And it's a 1-horse race. Rangers have become an also-ran.
Non-runner.
A non-runner, and you know what? 2-horse race all that top. What about League 2? I like League 2. You like League 2?
League 2, I enjoy it.
Elgin City 2, Peterhead 0. Jambo Bear, they were worried for you. So, hit the people with, you're alright, even if your team is shite.
Right.
Yeah, but your team's shite, you're alright, you're feeling good.
I'm not feeling good.
Aye, you're 11th, you're no 12. Is it not something to be good positive over?
Could be 12 by the end of next week. So.
Could be 4 for Athletic, 2 each though with Stirling Albion. Stranraer drew 1 each with Clyde. Then the Spartans beat Edinburgh City 1-0. Have you got anything to say? League 2?
No, I mean, Hearts could be here 4 seasons for now. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, Elgin City sitting 42 points, Peterhead on 41, East Fife on 40, Edinburgh City on 25. Gonna read any more for me? Big man, I trust you.
Where were you at?
Where was that? I got into the 4th spot and then I gave up.
Right, Stirling, Spartans, Clyde, Stranraer, Bonnyrigg, Forfar. There you go. It's your cream of the crop.
That's the cream of the crop, right? League 1. The League 1 results. Alloa Athletic 1, Stenhouse Moor 3. Make sure, if you didn't check out our SPFL Club of the Year, check it out, Stenhouse Moor. Where'd they rank? 4th spot?
Shout out to them. I mean, 4th for 4th. It's not great, but yeah, at least they were nominated. So.
Yeah, at least they were nominated, absolutely.
Should be an honour to be nominated.
Arbroath defeated Montrose 3-0. Decent attendance at that game, 2,700. Dumbarton beat Kelty Hearts, which I predicted, but Inverness gets scudded 4-1. Remy Savage got the only goal for Inverness, but Cove Rangers laid the smackdown there with that big result, and then Queen of the South 1 each with an Athletic. That takes us into the big game here in League 1 table, and Arbroath sit top. So Stenhouse Moor, I'll tell you what, actually, we were more focusing at Stenhouse Moor. I'd say Stenhouse Moor got promoted, won the league, and look how they're doing in League 1. I think more respect needs to be put on Stenhouse Moor's name. I mean, they're literally sitting second.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's the reason they were nominated, because they won the league last year and they were doing well this year.
Well, you didn't.
Had they simply just won the league and were doing nothing this year, I don't think that would be enough to put them on the list.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I kind of disagree with that.
We're putting them on the list for the same reason we put Falkirk on the list. Albeit, yeah, Falkirk looked more likely to
Falkirk went undefeated, so not all the same reasons.
You know what I mean? You're just making Stenhouse Muir sound less impressive here, every word, so...
That's alright then. Yeah, I'm justifying their 4th spot. But make sure you check out the vid. It was a rare laugh nonetheless. Right, there is your championship results. So obviously on Saturday, Ayr United drew 0-0 with Greenock Morton. I feel like Greenock Morton's a 0-0 in them every single week, to be perfectly honest. It is what it is with Greenock Morton. They're just a pretty... I don't know. The Greenock Morton just feel like they're always going to stay in the championship no matter what happens. Do you second that? Or do you disagree?
They're not. I mean, they're not a Premiership.
They need something to recharge their batteries, don't they?
They're not a Premiership club, but don't quite see them sitting down in League 1 or League 2.
Yeah,
but they don't really yo-yo. They kind of just...
They're just stagnant.
Flounder around. I mean, I guess it's hard to differentiate between the mid-table teams and a 10-team league, but I would describe them more of a lower mid-table team.
They're like a 7th, 8th, aren't they?
Aye.
That's kind of what you have to be. There's only 10 teams in the league. Hamilton beat Airdrie. Airdrie are down. R.I.P. Don Robertson, referee for that game, and he will be refereeing the Old Firm on Thursday. So, yeah.
You alright there?
You alright, aye? I yawned. I was
mid-yawned. Is the Old Firm giving you that much nightmares that all the saliva's been drying your throat?
Potentially, but I'll tell you what. His heart's shite start to the season.
I don't know, it's like
kill your voice box, because people want Jambo Bear. They don't want mouse mode for Jambo Bear. Speak up and be accounted for.
My team's shite, what do you want me to say?
Well, so's mine. Mine's worse than
Oh,
Hearts.
fuck off. You're sitting in second place.
Aye, second's last.
You're still in Europe.
Hearts aren't even last yet.
And you've got a legit chance of winning the Scottish Cup. And when it gets to the summer, you've got the luxury of spending a couple of million on players. What have Hearts got? They've got fucking hee-haw. Pish. Some English bastard man in charge. Yes, that's no right.
We've got xenophobia there.
I don't care, man, right? The English people shouldn't be in charge of Scotland. William Wallace fought so that wouldn't happen.
Jambo Bears.
Fast forward 2024, almost into 2025, and we've got an Englishman running the club. And he's running it into the ground.
Yeah, you wouldn't complain.
He's going south. Same direction. I don't want... Here, he needs to head back down south before he takes Hearts down south into the Championship. Mark my words, Neil Critchley is shite. Now, if you want to get us a good Englishman... Oh, wait, I forgot there is none. But, you know what? I'd take Arnie Slot.
You wouldn't take Eddie Howe?
Same Eddie Howe that was on the verge of getting the sack for about the full season last year? No.
Oh, hold on. He's at Newcastle.
Aye, all that money. What's he going to do at Hearts?
Name money.
He's got 50 pence to fucking spend.
Right, Partick Thistle 2, Queen's Park 1. What do you think of that? Partick Thistle, I think, have thrown themselves into a title fight.
Just kidding, by the way, about our English listeners. They're good guys.
Aye.
I don't watch Braveheart.
What do you watch?
Never seen it before.
What do you watch?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I watch some shite in Maroon for 90 minutes once a week. Sometimes twice.
Sometimes twice. It ain't
Normally on
always
TV,
nice,
though.
damn it. Rafe Rovers defeated Livingston 2-1. Predicted that. And then the game on Friday, which ain't a Fife derby, by
it's
the
a
way.
classic. No, it's not a Fife derby, but it is. It's a Falklands. I don't know what derby it is, but it's some form of derby. Is it East?
Just you shut your hole, mate. You see the Falklands?
No, I know it's Argentina, mate.
Well,
I don't know. I was just trying to think of something.
Did Maggie Thatcher support one of these two or something?
Maybe she did. Nah, I'm pretty sure this is the East.
East of Mombasa.
Aye, that one. That's the derby.
You have a penthouse east of Mombasa. Well, ram your penthouse.
Canada, Australia, kinda Canada.
Kinda Australia, mate. That's the whole joke.
No, well.
Right, Falkirk, Livy. I mean, I'm looking at a 4-horse race here for the league title.
No, I don't really see that to be. Although, I mean, Partick do have a game in hand. If they win that, then they're only 7 behind Falkirk. A bit disappointed.
The Falklands, you mean?
Aye, a bit disappointed to see Falkirk, bounce back. Not that I don't want them to go up, but I would just like a title fight. I think we all want a title fight. Nobody wants... I mean, we've got enough of one team running away with shite in the top flight. The last thing we want is the Championship turned into the same. Championship, the last 3-4 seasons, has offered us some really good, title
fights.
Aye.
I know, but there's 6 points in it, man. Ewan Cameron, he talks shite. He's Falkirk have won it. Falkirk have won it. There's 6 points in it. 6 points can be overturned.
Well,
put it this way, right? If a shite Rangers team, right, could have went 6 points behind, but hey, big coulda. There's more chance of Livingston beating Falkirk 6 points behind than if Rangers actually went 6 points behind Celtic, and Ewan Cameron was talking about that on the exact same show, so make it make sense. Anyway, into the Premiership. Sunday, Dundee United 1, Aberdeen 0. I think Dundee United were absolutely worth their victory. They got it, and Aberdeen are shite, and your thoughts on Aberdeen?
It's just it's one-way traffic into it. It's the wrong way for Aberdeen at the moment. Jimmy Thielen, where did it all go wrong? I don't know. Ever since that defeat to St Mirren, it's been an entire shit show. And he is very fortunate that he got off to that very good start, or else I believe the current form it's almost sackable form. Now you've got to take out consideration here that Hearts gave Naismith 18 games for a win. Take out of consideration that Rangers just seem reluctant to fire Clement. This kind of form that Aberdeen have is not acceptable for a big team. And normally this kind of form gets you sacked. If you go winless in 8 games, and that includes, 6 defeats and 2 draws, that is enough to get anyone sacked, or if not, put them on a final warning, a last chance.
Absolutely, but for Jimmy Thielen, the wheels have went off the bus. But I think he's found a garage. Rangers have also crumbled recently. if he, in the next couple of weeks, can get Aberdeen back in front of Rangers, that'll win a lot of people back over. And I don't think people's problems really with Jimmy Thielen. It's more with the players, man. It's been an unacceptable collapse, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Aberdeen just get dragged into mid-table mediocrity and this guy's sacked early next season or something.
Yeah, no, that could happen as well.
I honestly, I genuinely think, I don't think no matter what, he will get sacked this season. I think he's safe, just due to the start. But it depends, man. Like, there is...
Well, I think it depends how many games he goes without a win.
Yeah, but I don't expect him to lose like 40 in a row.
No, I mean, he's safe at the moment. It's not like if he loses his next couple, he's going to be gone. But I mean, if we get into February and he still hasn't won a game since that defeat to St Mirren, then I mean, by that time he could be on the ropes.
Yeah, and he wanted to recreate what Fergie did. I mean, United, they could have another managerial spot open, but I don't think they want him anymore, Jimmy Thielen. Honestly, a couple of months ago, you could have pulled the trigger on Jimmy Thielen. Not anymore though. But we'll move into the next game. Celtic 4, St Johnstone 0. Actually, 2 games in a row to do with Celtic Football Club. We've not reviewed them. What's that all about?
2 4-0 wins. What do I want? I mean, I hardly want to talk about that.
None of the games have been on TV. They've all been at Parkhead. You know.
Don't get me wrong. I've been secretly delighted for them. You know, of course.
Absolutely.
Aye, I love them. I mean,
aye.
Congratulations. Keep winning 4-0.
Aye.
Doesn't bother me.
Let's have a wee conversation about Arnie Engels. Some wee shitey assist against Celtic doesn't make this guy worth his £11 million price tag.
Against Celtic?
For Celtic, did I not say?
Nah, he said against.
Against 4, shite jobby. Well, I mean, he's still got an assist for Celtic. You know what I mean? That's what you got to look at. I don't know what goal he set up, though, but regardless, he is the 5th choice Celtic midfielder for me. He's not lived up to the £1 million hype, right? Celtic can sit with a fantastic record. They're going to win the treble, right? They're going to win the league. They're going to go far in the Champions League. But just because you're firing on all fronts doesn't mean every player's firing on all fronts. And no one can tell me that he has lived up to the £11 million hype, man. He is Celtic's record transfer fee. And by the way, I mean, I don't think Engels has been up to much, but you don't think Aday's been up to much. They both flop, but see, because Celtic are so good and they've got so many good players, no one cares.
Yeah, and maybe I jumped the gun when he first came in. I thought he looked good. I didn't do a Gordon DL, and I wouldn't dare say he was better than O'Reilly, but when he came in, I thought, nah, he looks like a good player. And I just believed that he was someone that was going to have a couple of good seasons at Celtic, and then Celtic would sell him on for a profit. And I thought the fact that he came for the Bundesliga and Celtic, the fact that Celtic paid $11 million for him, I think would go in their favour when they do sell him. Yep. It shows they paid a lot of money for the guy. And I just assumed that, you know what, he'll be there for like a year, 18 months, 24 months, he'll move on, Celtic will maybe double their money, maybe more. Potentially, in 2 seasons, this Engels guy could break the Scottish transfer record, but right now, I'm not seeing it. I'm actually thinking Celtic could take a loss.
No, I tell you what, though.
And it could just be a bad run of form, but I'm not convinced this guy's worth 11 million.
Do you not feel like, though, he almost needs, like, 2 injuries in the Celtic midfield to get a run of games?
I mean, possibly.
I think that's what he actually might need, which is... I mean, people will be like, well, that's ridiculous, but he doesn't start, like, 2 games in a row. He starts, then he's benched for the next 2, then he starts, and it's a good headache to have 5 midfielders that could all technically start for you. But for me, honestly, if I had to rank them all from start to finish, or start to last, he'd be at the bottom. Is what it is. Right, we'll move on because Hibs defeated Kelly 1-0. Joke of a red card for Danny Armstrong. Decent goal for Triantis. I think it's the 7th or 8th red card of the season for Kelly. What's going on?
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking from Kilmarnock. It's not good enough. Can't be getting red cards like that every game. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to go down, obviously.
It wasn't a red card, though.
What?
It wasn't a red card. You said it was shocking for Kelly. I thought it was more shocking from Big Dan.
No, I'm saying it's shocking that they keep getting men sent off.
But...
No, I know it wasn't a red card. I mean, I don't think it was a red card at all, but the discipline, they need to sort it out. Even though I think he was wrongfully sent off, McInnes needs to be saying to them, like, you cannot keep getting us down to 10 men here. Because how many points is... It's impossible to tell, but I mean, I'd say at least double digits already. Kilmarnock have dropped probably this season because of sending offs. And I mean, that's the difference between you being in the bottom half and potentially you being pushing for 3rd spot.
Yep.
So,
or second.
Or second. I reckon without Kelly's cards, you could probably add about 10 points onto their points total.
Yeah, I agree, but here, I mean, you go down to 10 men in the 63rd minute, it's going to be a problem for you. Let's move on. Motherwell 2, Rangers 2. Where do I begin with this sack of shite? Well, Stuart Kettlewell get sent off. I mean, honestly, the starting 11 was wrong for the get-go. You haven't really give your thoughts on this match, so let's have your opinion on it before I give mine. Even because I've talked about it too much, to be honest.
Garbage for Rangers. I thought Motherwell deserved to win.
Yep.
I thought that Tony Watt's goal should have stood. Nothing wrong with it at all. By the letter of the law, the Motherwell first goal is good as well because the player that handballs it doesn't regain possession. So I think that Motherwell were hard done by. Offside, I think, was correct for their goal as well. So, I mean, there was 3 big decisions that led to, obviously, goals, and 2 of them were chalked off. I think the Motherwell goal that was allowed to stand, the first one, correct decision. The offside one was the correct decision. But the Tony Watt goal that wasn't given, foul on Jack Butland, for me, that's wrong. I think that should have been a goal. That would have given Motherwell a 3-1 lead. And, you know, at that point, I'm not convinced that Rangers do get a draw.
No.
But I think that would deflate them. At 2-1, Rangers had the momentum. I think if Motherwell restore that 2-goal lead, then Rangers probably lose that game. But does that really affect... I mean, big wow. You pick up 1 point or you pick up no points at Fir Park. It's not... to me, that's not really a big deal heading in. They need it to be free. The St Mirren game needed to be free.
It did, right, but...
I've seen people say, oh, you know what? The second half fight back was great. We just need to start like that. I mean...
That's unacceptable.
It's a point, man. It's... You know what I mean? You're drawing against Motherwell here.
I think if we lost 3-1 or 4-1, because that's what it could have been, I think that gets him the sack, personally. You just don't... Like, he's on the thinnest of thin ice and losing by like 2 or 3 goals to Motherwell. No disrespect, Motherwell were pretty good. You just can't really accept that. But what I will say is about Rangers, it's awful. There's no two ways about it. It's almost like the manager wanted sacked with that starting 11. It's disgusting. You look at the next run of games, man. The next 5 games: Celtic, Hibs and Dundee away, then at home to St Johnstone, Aberdeen. I think we'll be lucky to pick up double-digit points in there, and that's putting it bluntly. So we'll see how it goes. But abysmal. Right. Ross County 2, Hearts 2. Hearts were 3-0 up, and they've somehow lost, or they've somehow drew 2 each.
Yeah, 2-0 up. Should have been free, could have been free, wasn't free. And then it turned into 2-2. Don't know how that happened.
During the coverage, it said 3-0. Liam Boyce.
Yeah.
And it's ended up 2 each.
I don't know how Hearts didn't win that. I don't know how Hearts didn't win this game. Barely any positives to take. Apart from the fact that James Wilson scored 2 decent goals. And it's good that we have a young kid like that scoring goals. But other than that, I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'd be willing to bet he's almost got more goals than Shankland this season already.
I think he does, yeah. Honestly, I'd rather Rangers sign James Wilson over Shankland.
And then we just fall apart at the end. Look, we could blame Craig Gordon, but I'm not going to blame Craig Gordon, even though it probably was his fault, to be honest. But he's been so good for us, and at the end of the day, 98 minutes, bad conditions. Anybody can make that mistake. Well, it's not good. It's not ideal. It's not, as a goalkeeper, you don't want to be coming for those kind of balls, and I mean, it is what it is. 2-2, shite. Fucking shite.
Yeah, I can't believe they've drew the game, and you know what? It was a 6-pointer. As sad as that sounds like, I mean, it was against Ross County at the end of the day, so yeah, we'll move on to the next game, which was St Mirren 1 and then Dundee 2. So St Mirren recently beat Rangers, and now they've lost to Dundee. So big Simon Murray with a big brace. That's exactly what he'd have been after. Just a bit of a nothing game, really. 2 teams are closely, fairly matched here between these 2, and Dundee really needed to pick up the victory. And with that game discussed, we're now going to move into the Premiership table, where it looks as follows. Pretty depressing for anyone. Well, I say for anyone. I mean, who would be relatively happy with the position? Celtic.
Now, I've got nothing positive to say to end this year. I'll be back next year, 2025. That will be our year. That will be the year of the boys maroon. But right now, I'm ready to go. So, aye.
Yeah, for the sake of a neutral, right? It would have been nice if Aberdeen kept up with Celtic. hell, if Rangers got into this game on Thursday 9 points behind, they could have kept things remotely interesting, but unless you're a Celtic fan, you don't want the league to end this early. I mean, yeah, I'll admit, cards on the table. I said it was over in June.
To be fair, we've even heard some Celtic fans not want it to end like this.
Yeah, I know, but the vast majority will.
I mean, I heard a few on scoreboards saying that they hoped Aberdeen would take the title fight. Now, whether that's genuine or not, I don't know. But even, I think you must miss the battles with Rangers as well. It can't feel as good halfway through the season having it wrapped up.
I think it might feel as good, but it doesn't quite feel as sweet. Like last year would have meant a lot more. Like that cup final victory was obviously going to mean more. I mean, it would have meant
honestly,
a lot even if you won 5-0, but I think the penalty shootout's just the...
No, but for me, like, I feel like the most important Old Firm games are the cup matches. Because out of the four
Give a break.
Out of the four that they play in the league, it's normally by the time they get to the second one, the league's over anyway.
Yeah.
Or the second one. It's not always the same pattern. By the time they get to the second Old Firm game, it's almost like, here, Rangers need to win that to have any chance.
Well,
and it looked like that was going to be the situation again this year, but obviously the last two games, I think it's just ruled that out.
Yeah.
I think Rangers have went from having to win on January 2nd to it doesn't matter if they win on January 2nd.
Not totally.
So, I mean...
As we look down the table, honestly, I'm going to stand by this prediction. I think Dundee United will be ahead of... I think Dundee United and Aberdeen will both be ahead of Rangers in the next couple of weeks.
I don't Aberdeen can't buy a victory.
They're at home against Ross County. And Rangers won't win the next game. Which, if Rangers drop to 4th, how can that keep them in a job, man? You know, and that's not me saying they're going to finish 4th. I just think, based off the fixtures coming up, and the form, the away form in particular, man, and they've got a home game they just can't win. It's not looking good. Looking down the table, I said Hearts wouldn't finish any higher than 10th. I'm going to stick by that. But I am beginning to feel like St Johnstone are down.
It's looking that way.
Because they needed... I tell you, Ross County, I think, looked decent. But I think St Johnstone needed to capitalise on the fact that Hearts are so shite. And the fact that Hearts are 3 points ahead of them, that's going to be a bloody blow.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we are forgetting, or maybe we're not forgetting, but the January transfer window does open in 2 days.
It does.
And that could change things.
It could. I mean, there is the fixtures. So, just to reiterate, Aberdeen against Ross County, Hearts against Motherwell, Killie against St Mirren, Rangers against Celtic, St Johnstone against Hibs, and the Dundee Derby. So,
although I will be honest, I thought the St Johnstone manager appointment, that seemed wrong to me.
Who's you want? Them to appoint?
I just didn't think he was a good option.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I didn't see the credentials.
Yeah, I mean, there's no credentials.
I agree. I thought it was slightly harsh on. Well, I think it was harsh on Craig Levein.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserved. I don't see what he got sacked for.
You know what though? If you look at the 12 teams that are in this league, who's the team I would want relegated? Well, I mean, it's obviously Celtic. I'm not gonna fucking hide away from that. But in terms of like who brings this league down, I mean, I guess you could argue it's also Celtic. But my point is, right, who has got the shittest team? Who's got the least fans? And who's got a stadium that just looks awful with empty seats with blue, yellow and red? It's St Johnstone. Alright, it's just... They had that wee cup double.
I know, Celtic Park looked fucking fantastic when it was empty.
It did, didn't it? Anyway, guys, that was a good wee season. The pain continues. I would love to have the optimism to say 2025 will be better. It won't.
Nah, it'll be the same old shite, but the quicker we get this season finished with, the quicker we can begin next year. That's all I care about next year.
Eat, sleep, lose a title, repeat.
2025, 2026. All focus goes on to that.
All focus goes on to that, guys. Anyway, till then, peace.